There's no point in practicing. I'm never gonna get this.
You should keep trying. I'm actually learning about something called Hebbian theory.
It explains how, when you practice something over and over again, you become better at it. Here, let me show you.
Whoa! What are we doing in my brain?
I'm teaching you about Hebbian theory. It argues that the more of your brain cells or neurons communicate, the more likely they are to communicate again in the future. When you play piano, your neurons send signals to each other. Those signals tell your fingers to move in certain ways to play a song. The more you practice, the more often those signals are sent, and the easier it becomes.
But how does that happen?
Well, when you play piano, an electrical impulse travels down a neuron and triggers the release of glutamate, a chemical that neurons use to communicate. Glutamate is released into the space between two neurons, called the synaptic gap, and binds to receptors, tiny structures that read glutamate's messages on the next neuron. It can bind to two types of receptors, AMPA and NMDA receptors. When glutamate binds to AMPA receptors, they open to let in positively charged sodium ions, which makes the neuron more positive on the inside. When glutamate binds to NMDA receptors, they also open. They're supposed to let calcium ions into the neuron, but they're blocked by magnesium ions. But remember the sodium ions? Since they make the inside of the neuron more positive, they can cancel out the negative electrostatic bonds that attach the magnesium to the NMDA receptors, making it unstuck and allowing calcium to flow through. Calcium ions can also send messages to neurons, and in this case, it tells neurons to add more AMPA receptors to the surface, providing more places for glutamate to bind to. Now, that neuron is more likely to receive more of those same signals than before. Basically, the more you practice piano, the more those signals are communicated between your neurons, and the more likely they are to receive them. If you practice a lot, your neurons will be so used to receiving those signals that it will become muscle memory.
Yeah, I guess I'll just keep practicing for now.